more breaking news coming in as far as the release of hostages is concerned. Hamas has now released a list of 20 hostages. So 20 living hostages names have been released by Hamas. It has published the list and remember, almost 45 minutes are left for the first set of hostages to be released. The first set of hostages will be released at 10:30 a.m. today, and Hamas has now released a list of 20 Israeli hostages to be released today, which is the same list provided to Israel. So we're showing you the list on your screens right now. This is the list that has been released by Hamas. It has 20 names of living hostages, and these will be released today. Remember, the first batch of hostages will be released at 10:30 a.m. today, and the hostages will be released in 3 batches. The first one will be released at 10:30 a.m. and the hostages will be released from 2 different sites. So these are the 20 names that have been released by Hamas. These 20 living hostages will be released today. So ahead of the release of the first batch of hostages at 10:30 a.m. today, Hamas has now published a list of 20 living hostages that are set to be freed today. Remember, the hostages will be released in 3 batches and from 2 different sites. Thousands have gathered at the Israel-Gaza border to witness the release of hostages. Friends and family eagerly await the release of their loved ones. Now, these hostages are set to be released in 3 batches and from 2 separate sites. The first batch of hostages will be released at 10:30 a.m. and ahead of that, Hamas has now published a list having 20 living hostages named in this list who will be released today. So almost 40 minutes left for the first batch of hostages to be released by Hamas, and thousands have already gathered to witness the hostages release at the Israel-Gaza border. Friends and family eagerly await the release of hostages, and they will be freed in 3 batches and from 2 separate sites. And India Today Global's Padhya is now joining us with more details on this. Pranay, Hamas has now released a list of 20 Israeli hostages that are all set to be freed just 45 minutes before the first batch that is all set to be freed.
Definitely, this is a sigh of relief for those who have been waiting for their loved ones and to get free from the captivity of Hamas. In fact, a historic moment, you can say that for over 2 years they remain in captivity of Hamas. What they might have faced, we do not know, and we have seen the visuals when the first batch got released in January 2025. Many people, those who got released from the captivity of Hamas, but Hamas made an event out of it. That actually fumed Israel as well, and many people distasted the kind of show Hamas tried to put up in that release of hostages. We do not know that this time would also whether they'll do the same or not, but they have been asked, they have been told during the part of negotiations that they should be quietly released and they should be handed over to either Red Crescent or Red Cross or the Israeli troops. And that's why all the preparations have been done. Israeli troops are also remain prepared in Gaza to secure the release of these Israeli citizens from the captivity of Hamas. And definitely, it's a big and an important event. As you rightly pointed it out, that they will be released in certain batches and time with a time interval, because they will be moved from location of wherever they have been kept. We do not know, because this is believed that they were kept into some bunkers and some tunnels. Hamas has an entire network of tunnels in Gaza. They have been operating from those tunnels, and it was believed that these hostages were also kept in those tunnels. So now they are being brought to the border region, to the area where they will be handed over to the Israeli troops, and they'll finally be able to return to their families. Definitely, families are also awaiting. Besides that, the medical teams are also ready because they will be taken for the trauma treatment. Then they will be released. They will be able to get back to their families and home.
All right, Pranay, thank you so much for those details. So it's a big day for the Israelis. Thousands have already gathered at the Israel-Gaza border to witness the release of the hostages. The first batch will be released at 10:30 a.m. today.